So stand by, I got to do my live recording for the podcast world, but obviously we're streaming this live to you this weekend. So sharing is caring, pass it on. These guys are very patriotic. This is just one piece of what they got to do, and you're going to learn more today. All right, guys. All right, good day and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Live the Fuel show. So today, I am back live again, but only about 50 feet behind my house because I am back in our This Old Garage project with my foot on one of my oldest coolers that's traveled around the country with a whole lot of stickers on it. And yeah, we're hanging out by the new upgraded workbench, and you guys will have to watch this on Facebook because we're streaming this live. It'll already be live in the Facebook world, and we're going to put this on the YouTube world as well. But I got some badass flags, and that's all I can tell you about. And now, granted, if you've ever seen photos on Facebook of This Old Garage or on Instagram, every window has a flag over it. So I have no shortage of flags, but now I got wood ones too. So that's your hint. Wooden patriotic flags. Maybe a story of entrepreneurship and hustle. I don't know, because we're about to get into it, because they just delivered the flags now. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dyann and Jason of Skibinski Flag Company, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, so there we go. So we got some noobs. So as I tell all the listeners out there, if you ever go on a podcast, tickle your whiskers, make love to your microphone, almost inappropriately. But anyway, guys, welcome to This Old Garage. So I know from what I see in your world, I have probably too much space for what little use I use for just a gym and car storage for people, but you could probably totally use more space like this.
Oh yeah. I'll take a nice trip to Lowe's and buy all the tools I can imagine.
You'll fill it out and retrofit with a giant wood workshop.
Yeah.
Well, actually, before we started the show today, I gave you guys a hint. Like, actually, on that end of the building, there was all like the drill presses, band saws, planers. So my wife's family's construction company was founded in here, and they had a lot of woodworking stuff. It was so cool. I didn't even show you guys this. After the show, I will. There's metal panels in the floor. I have covered up there's ductwork underneath the concrete. And on that wall, behind that antique Toyota there was a giant turbine motor and a big ducted turbine blower that actually has a hole through the outside of the building, and there was a catch bin out there.
Yeah.
So underneath each workstation, they had a suction hose. That was a suction machine. It would suck all the sawdust underneath this floor in the old ductworks that are underneath this concrete right now and shoot it out into the alley. So they had a catch bin there for the sawdust, so they can breathe better and work in here and all that.
That's a dream come true.
Right?
I need one of those.
Yeah.
I'm giving you ideas for the growth of your company.
Christmas,
yeah, it's like, hey, I need a giant suction turbine.
First, I need a garage. Yeah.
Well, there's that too. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, yeah, this actually garage used to have heat too. There was a giant furnace underneath where the flat screen TV is now. There was a hole in the wall, and there's a chimney out there. And they used to have the oil tank is still on the other end of the building. And we used to have an oil-fed actual furnace blowing hot air in here. So
I'd never leave. leave. Just put it back.
I got rid of it. I had to simplify it. I needed space.
Oh my God.
I needed space. So, but enough about This Old Garage. Okay, people can follow it. # This Old Garage on Instagram and on Facebook. But guys, what's up with the flags? So real quick, let's help the listeners understand, how long ago did this start?
So this started, I want to say in April, like the first official flag we made. It started off with, I worked security at the hospital, and I noticed that the one guy that came in was a kid I went to high school with, and he was making flags, so I ended up buying one from him. And as I was waiting for it, I got curious on YouTube and started to watch some videos at work. And I went to her and I was like, I really want to try to make one. She's like, I don't know, she's like, we got to save for our wedding. We got to save for, a house.
Yeah, those aren't cheap.
Yeah. So I finally talked her into it, made the first one, and the first one was a disaster. Made some, mistakes, but,
Let's pause on this. Did you even work with wood before?
No.
Even better. Okay.
Never touched, hardly tools besides the landscaping tools that you need to change blades. That was it. I was never a handyman. When, Skibinski's Polish, so,
Okay. All right.
we're not good with our hands, so. Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we just learned something new today. So Polish not good with hands. Got it. Wait a minute. You guys make halupkis and all that amazing stuff. So did I say that right?
Yeah. Get halupkis.
Yeah, nailed it.
Halupkis, kibasi.
Yeah, that's an Irish guy. What the hell? So
you got it.
Okay.
But I wasn't good with my hands, and the second one I tried, but the second one I incorporated the biggest ingredient, and that was help from my wife. And she's the original painter. She still paints them now, and I
was wondering how you were so heavily engaged, because he's like, oh, she has to come, and I'm like, okay, great. I thought it was just you, and then I was like, oh, there's a tag team going on.
No, the husband and wife duo right now.
Jason's a horrible painter. He started off as a horrible painter.
After watching her, after probably a dozen flags,
I had to train him how to paint.
No, hold on. So, because my wife can attest to this. Mm-hmm. You're probably very driven, go, probably doing too much at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe some patience issues?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
definitely.
Okay, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. And then my wife steps in and she's just like, you just need to go away and I'll take care of this. Like she does the painting in the house and all that stuff. And she's like, you can help. And I'm like, you've seen me work with you before, right? I was like, we did just get married, right? So maybe I should go to the garage. And she's like, actually, that's a great idea. I painted all this, so I was like, I can paint by myself. By myself. So you do this by yourself?
Yeah, most times he tries to jump in, but I kind of just tell him to go away.
I hate waiting for the paint
to dry. Do you do the torching?
Yeah, the torching. I do the torching.
Okay.
I try to let her do the torching.
That's badass, dude. I'm a former firefighter, man. It's all about playing with fire. There's a torch sitting right there. I'm going to melt P-Tex wax to repair my ski from our trip to Colorado. I went over a rock. So, flame on.
Yeah, torching's the favorite, and that's actually a side note. The biggest thing that I always say, because there's a whole bunch of flag companies or flag makers even in the area alone. And I always tell people, because they're like, oh, you got a lot of competition with people popping up. I'm like, it's all about the signature of the burn.
Okay.
So I'm like, once you get that burn, that's your signature. Everybody does it a certain way, but that's
so right now, at least here in the greater Lehigh Valley of PA, are you the only wood burner patriotic flag maker out of wood?
No.
I guess.
No. Oh my, they're popping up tomorrow. There'll be another 2. If you go on Facebook Marketplace.
So how do you signature it then?
How do you
Is it your technique, just how you like your burn, the look?
Yep.
You can actually tell your burn looks different than another burn.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I have pictures of I had a guy recently approach me a couple months ago that said he's like, hey, I like the way your flags look, but can you do less of a burn on them? So it's all about how you do the propane torch. And I actually told him, I was like, go kick rocks. I was like, I'm not interested because this is, I pour my heart and soul. Man. Yeah, I was like, that's my heart and soul. That's my signature. I feel like it would. You could
see,
tell.
I never would have known that.
Oh,
that's why I asked. I was I would never think that, because how do you differentiate?
Yeah. It's all about
I could go tomorrow and make a wood flag. I might screw it up the first few times you did, right? But I could pull this off. You know? I'm wiring a garage, taught myself how to do that.
Yeah, it's not hard. And they have Facebook and YouTube videos on how to do it. That's how we started. So, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Nice.
But it's all about that burn. That's at least how I feel. And when I made those 2 flags for him, they came out great and he loved them. But I wanted to get them out of the shop ASAP because I couldn't stand looking at them. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel that burn. I like to put a lot of time and effort into the flags because it's you're pouring your heart and soul. That's my getaway, a therapy type. So it's once I wasn't feeling the flag.
Great point here. I studied psychology when I did my marketing, and that's one of the few things I held on to was the psychology piece. The teaching business in school, they don't teach you anything. But anyway, you got to put in the hustle, like we're talking about today.
Oh, yeah.
Learn through mistakes and successes along the way. But my point is I got to go full circle back. I'm like, when I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, I wasn't even looking.
Really?
I can't explain it. I don't know why. I stumbled across you, and I looked at it, and I'm like, I already got a shitload of flags. Really. I got thin blue line for police, thin red line for fallen fire. That is a custom flag I had done, which I sent you the digital image of and made this. That is the first thin violet flag ever created.
I've been teaching people about that.
Yeah, and then actually I want to find a way to get it even thicker and more bright because obviously those are hand-stitched flags down there. Yeah. And then obviously our standard, God bless our USA. But then I got state of Pennsylvania, state of Colorado, state of Arizona, all where I lived. And then the other one you can't see down there, there's another thin red flag over there. So I made sure all 8 windows
are covered.
Are covered with patriotic love. Patriotic love.
Oh, yeah. I got it tattooed,
Well, and actually show it off for the video, man, because I watched that on your feed, dude. We the people, dude. Full forearm.
Yeah.
I saw your post. You had
Yep.
just gotten that done. How long ago?
I want to say like 3 weeks almost.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'm actually going on the 19th to finish it. I'm putting a bald eagle and then the rest of the flag going around. Statue of Liberty's going up. Full patriotic sleeve, like straight up.
Well, I got to go back to you then. So, Dan, did you know he was this patriotic when you met him?
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, I was kind of like, a little weary of him because it was like cowboy boots, and then he was like trying to pull off this other look. It was just like confusing a little bit.
I'm okay with the cowboy boots. I grew up on
Right,
fun.
but
Yeah.
Totally llamas.
I keep telling my wife I want to get a nice new pair of cowboy boots, and she's just like, no.
Yep.
And I say, at least I grew up on a farm. I can
Yeah.
justify it. I
Yeah.
mean, and plus, living in Arizona and Colorado, standard issue.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Tony
Okay.
Llamas. These
So
are
you
the best.
accepted that. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
brand. You know it.
I accepted
5 years old.
It was just weird because he was like into other things, and I don't feel like he was as patriotic, but as like months and years went on, he's like full blown patriotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's rewind real quick. What was the date? How long ago was this? Like what month? You know?
Oh, when?
The flag, like when you just kicked into gear, you're like, oh, I gotta figure out how to make this.
Oh, like the flags?
Yeah.
Oh, that was April of last year.
So it's April of last year.
2019, Yeah. Yeah, I've been
So you're
wanting
not
one,
even
yeah.
at this a year yet.
Not even at a year, yeah.
And per your social media, you just finished your 100th
Yeah.
flag.
100th flag. Well, actually, that was just the 100th that I took a picture of. I'm actually at 103 right now. That
Oh,
are completely
nice.
finished.
Okay.
I just kind of, I got bored at work the other day and I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I'm like, I'm going to go through our order logs. And I started counting all of them. I was like, wow, I already hit 100. So after I finish the next ones I have lined up, I'll be at 114 then. So not even a year, and people love it that
So
much.
you get past the cowboy boots, and then you realize last April, okay, let's figure out this flag thing. Did you expect to have 100 flags done before your 1 year anniversary?
No, I did not.
Okay. And now, that's wild. I mean, now, can you thank the beauty of social media and people
yes.
in your
Oh,
inner
yeah.
circle
Yes.
and all
Yes.
that?
Yeah, honestly, like I get asked by other flag makers in the area, and they always try to ask me like, oh, hey, how do I start this? How do I do that? I don't like to give them all the full detail because otherwise they'll be my competition. But like, it's all about advertising. It's word of mouth. You put it out there. Like half the time, I get people from Lowe's. I work at a hospital, so I get people from the hospital.
How do people at Lowe's know? You just-
Oh, because I'm buying wood, and then they're like,
Oh.
"Oh, what are you making?" Because they see me there. Like I'm talking. I go to two Lowe's all the time, and they always see me with wood, and they're like, "Why are you always buying wood like 4 times a week?"
Yeah.
And I start to show them pictures, and I give them business cards, and they're like, "Oh wow, you make those?" And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah." Me and my wife make them. I'm like,
It's crazy.
"Yeah." It's word of mouth. Honestly, it's word of mouth, and you got to have a big following.
The best and most cost-effective marketing you could ever do. Word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
That's right. Build a great reputation.
Yep.
Be patient with it.
Yep.
I think that's part of this too. Is like, obviously from the beginning you had to be patient, right?
Yep.
Because like
Yeah.
the first couple of flags are frustrating.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Any fights develop out of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
For a while, she wouldn't even come to the shop to help me make them. Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
just,
you were
yeah.
like that frustrated with not
Yeah.
being able to pull it
Yeah.
off?
Because I'm
Okay.
one of those people where it's like I like to hover, so it's like I like things like I'm very particular
Maybe
with how I
if you
do
watch
things.
this, which you never do. You see, I'm not alone.
Yeah, no, I'm very picky. Like even that's why she's not allowed to torch them anymore. I was nitpicking
You wanted
on
that signature. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So your signature component is the torching,
Yes.
and obviously
Oh,
the
yeah.
assembly.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're like the finisher,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then so you're putting the star work in, whatever color accents. You've done logos on these things as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And she's also the backbone. She's also the one that handles the money aspect,
Yeah.
the
Smart.
clientele, and
Yeah.
the scheduling. Because otherwise, I'd be all over the place.
Yeah.
Like we have to deliver all
I
these
got
flags.
scheduling
you know?
down. I'm the people person, but I will say my wife's got a way better brain when it comes to the finances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So now that we're together, it's like, okay, dynamic duo. I have no problem making money and
Yep.
creating new ideas. I just need somebody to manage it for me.
Yep.
And she's on it.
And that's her.
Yeah.
That's her. Because before that, I was like making flags for people in the past, and I wasn't charging deposits or anything. And like the one guy, I made him like 3 Harley flags,
Oh, dude.
and he never got back to me. And I was like, I literally spent money on this to make it, and luckily I sold them in like 2 months.
How soon into the flag process was that? Was that month 6, like month 3, or like when?
Oh, it
when
was
did that guy do?
probably month number 4.
Okay.
Like straight into it, like month number 4, and I was just going off of people like, hey, you want a flag? Yeah, I'll make it for you. But
Well,
after a while,
I forget. When I ordered them on Facebook Marketplace, is it a 50% thing, or what
Oh,
was the holding?
so
what was
I-
the holding?
I do the deposit.
Yeah.
The flag's $80. The flags are $80 each, so I do $30. That covers the wood.
Yeah, I
and
couldn't
clear
remember.
coat.
I just said sure, whatever.
Yeah. You're like, hey, take it. You're like, I want it. Make it happen.
I don't slow down with flags. I'm
Yeah.
just like, here you go.
You were definitely the easiest client. You're like, just make it happen like this. Have it that violet. I'm like, I got you. Say no more.
Yeah.
Because I do sport team flags, so I try to make it as close to that color that I can physically get it. So I'm like, hey, you got a color you want. I'll make it happen.
Know that. I mean, granted, you're not using that much color here. So, are you trying to mix all this, or are you actually going and buying like the 1 pint?
Oh, I go and I use spray paint when I'm
Yeah.
trying to do certain colors. I try
You'll
to
tape
go
off and shoot that one line.
Oh no, not even. Those all the flags. The way that I make the flags, they're all individually made out of 1x2s.
Oh,
So literally, it's
that's
just
why
one
you're painting the plank.
Yeah,
Or,
just painting the whole plank.
That way you're
Literally
not getting overspray or anything else.
Oh yeah,
That's a
because
good
when
idea.
you start to go towards the getting like a 1 pint, you go to Sherman-Williams for the colors. Then things get more expensive, and then it's like you're gonna tell a person like, hey, like your $80 flag just went up, like $40 because I gotta get a specific pint for that. So I try to keep it.
That's
with,
true because I have a couple custom pints back there. Because I just that logo is going to be painted it's a different purple than what this is. So and then I'm actually decided I think I'm going to pull this out of here, and because I have a projector, that's how I did that.
Yeah.
And that's the logo I created for our mountain biking park.
Oh wow.
And then for right down the road here, Jordan Creek single track. So we take care of the trails. That's what all those tools are for trail load.
Wow.
And then, but anyway, I thought about putting my actual, fire from my logo right here dead center on this wall. Even with the mounting strips, it would still look badass having the flames looking up.
Yep.
So now I was like, well, that's going to happen because behind this flag right now, over there is the actual projector and the blue paint for my logo. I actually took the Pantone and took it to Lowe's and said, I need it matched to this exact code. And I did the same thing when I had my graphic designer do that JCS logo. I was like, make sure you give me the hex colors, it's called, so I know the Pantone lineup.
Yeah.
And I took that to Lowe's and I said, I need this matched. Now, granted though, to your point, I got to buy a pint.
Yep.
So now it's like, for you, well, I mean, if you're doing, let's pause on this. If you're doing red, white, and blue, which is a lot of your flags.
Oh yeah.
You have the official red, the official blue, the official white. So that's would you say that's your inventory or something you want to hold on to?
That's my inventory. I always whenever I start to run low, I buy them. I just buy the clear tint min wax, and I just get it colored to the scarlet red, true blue. So those are the ones I always have on standby. Those, and I have the blacks because when I make the thin line flags for any of the thin red line, blue line, black I always have on standby, especially for Harley flags too. I have certain colors that I know of the flags that I'm going to make the most of, but when it comes to, inventory, I always make sure if I start to run low, I buy it because I know I'm going to need it.
Yeah.
So it's like $10 for a case of that, but if you go I had to do a Seahawks flag recently, like a Seattle Seahawks flag, and the guy wanted the exact green, that lime green that they have.
Yeah.
I called Sherman-Williams. I was like, hey, I need, the smallest, cheapest, because I wasn't making a lot of money off of it.
Sherman-Williams, they're pricey, but they have great stuff.
Yep.
I mean, great paint.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never had complaints from their paint.
And they can match logos beautifully. So,
Yes.
team colors. And that was one that I had trouble with. But I was like, you know what? They told me. They're like, oh, it's going to be $20 for the cheapest pin. I was like, I don't know. I was like, that's the whole profit.
I guess if you decided, and again, you help me with the managerial mindset stuff, is that, okay, well, if I start turning out a lot of this type of flag, well, then it would make sense to get it really precise and bring an inventory of one type of paint or something.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And then once you go through it, you just keep the lids, because the lids have all this. That's what I've done. I have a file of lids from everything I've done. So I'm anal.
Yep.
Anal. I admit it. It's a problem.
Yep.
But so do you have a bit of an inventory system? Like, you guys gotten down the mathematics pretty well?
Yeah, we do.
I'm still impressed, by the way. You're clearly less than a year in business. You're tracking inventory. Are you looking at overhead and cost and profit and all that?
Oh yeah.
Do you have a financial background?
No.
Okay.
But I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to it. So it's not that hard.
It's important though.
Yeah,
I think
important.
something as you never again you already confirmed you were never expecting to do 100 flags
right.
by 2020.
Let alone 100 flags in 3 years. I never expected that.
So it ramped up fast. I'm sure this excited you. When did your money brain kick in? Was that right away? Because that would be a savior. Because a lot of people start making financial mistakes and stuff like that.
No, it was about maybe a month or two in.
Okay.
And around the fourth month period is where it really started
Yeah, because that's also because I was only starting off charging like $40 a flag because I didn't think the flags were worth any more. I didn't think people would buy anymore, and she was always on my back. And that's when she took over the finances because I'm like,
know what you're worth.
Yeah,
this is an important lesson, people. Know what you're worth. So at the time, you thought
that
it's my first DIY. FYI. Yep. Nobody would have known that, right? I wouldn't have known that. It's your first DIY project, launching a business. So it's like, they don't know I'm not a woodworker.
Exactly.
Right? So you just automatically say, I'll do 40. Yeah. And honestly, like, what was the cost back then?
The cost, honestly, it was the $20 to $30. I was, like I said,
material.
Material.
So you were only going for a 50% profit back then.
And we're actually looking into making more woodworking projects, just not flags.
Like, I saw that was recently popping up. Like, what was that? Like a storage center almost.
Yeah, for police, because I always wanted to be a cop my whole life. I'm a security guard now. So I know that a lot of the things I saw, one of my buddy that's a cop sent that to me. It was like, hey, can you make that? And it was a flag, and then it was like a whole bunch of like poles in different areas to store like your vest, your duty gear, your guns.
Yeah, it was very formal.
Yeah,
it was very formal.
It
like, looks like it was all their, like, if I was lieutenant, for example, my dress uniform.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes it easier for storage, and that's also her aspect because she likes things that are convenient in storage. But we're also going to be taking...
Living with him, though, he's clothes everywhere.
I'm not as organized as my shop is.
I'm very much cleaner than my wife. So we're exact opposites.
Exact.
I give her the excuse she's a veterinary doctor. She saves animals' lives. But every once in a while, I'm like, why did you leave that there? Just go put it right there. Like, it's a whole thing. So. So there's a flip on that one?
Yeah. A big flip. A big flip. But we're going to be making the gun concealment flags and tables. I made one coffee table that's in our apartment right now.
Wait, you're moving into a furniture process.
This
is another level.
Yeah, only the concealment because I like guns. So, plus there's a huge market. I got a lot of friends that are gun people. So I already have like orders lined up for when I start them.
So what do you mean by a gun concealment? Like you could hide behind that?
The flag is actually going to start to pop up. Like the flag is going to go on the wall, and there's going to be like a shelving around it, kind of like a box
a contained box around.
Yeah.
Right now, this is just a flag. I'm
just
talking to the video people right now, podcasters.
That would go on it, and then the flag would actually open up both sides. I'd probably do like but right where the violet
down
line
the
is.
middle or top open.
Top open.
That way it goes with the line.
Yep, it goes with the line. The section up from the violet line is going to open up one compartment, and then the section with the violet line and below is going to open up another compartment. The bottom is going to be for the basic AR-15s. I haven't gone over sizes yet to fit like shotguns and rifles. I'm not there yet.
That would be a bigger flag, unless you got a saw off. I mean, I don't know if those are legal or not, but hey. Actually, my buddy's got... We were just talking last night, my old biking crew, my old crew, we were getting together, and he had just picked up, it's a Glock, but it's mounted up into, almost like an assault rifle type of setup. Mm-hmm. And my one buddy's got the version you can get your handgun in and out, and the other one, this is full custom. Like his Glock is up in there.
I was talking to a cop yesterday, and he showed me the video on that, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Is that even legal?" And they're like, "Yep."
Well, it increases your accuracy. You're actually not necessarily making the Glock more dangerous. The gun's a gun.
Yeah, it's literally just stability on your shoulder. Right. That's it. And that's exactly what it is.
Plus, it looks super cool.
Yeah,
but that would fit in there.
That would easily fit in there. I've gone to AR-15s. That length it'll fit. The top is going to be for the handguns, and then right where the union is, where the stars are, that's going to be a separate compartment area there for like ammunition and to put like your boxes of bullets and so forth. So it's the ideas, and it's going to open up like out to you.
Useful flag. I mean, flags are always useful, but I think we're amplifying utilization of flags in your home. So not just for good looks.
Yeah, but we're not in a rush to make those because I'm establishing how I want to lock them. Because when I'm building these, the biggest thing that's going to my head, like when I'm going to start building them, is I want to make sure that it's the most secure lock because people do have kids, and with guns. I don't want to be, I don't want to make a product that next thing you know is going to cause like a mass shooting.
You have to have like
a gun.
Almost you can do from the sides like a. I don't want to say a pull cable, but if you have a slide lock, unless you pull a high tension cable and both at the same time, you wouldn't be able to open it. Right? Mm-hmm. You have like that angled pin. You know what I'm talking about? So when you push it closed, it locks. Yeah. But you have to pull and then open.
Open, yep.
There's some ideas.
I saw some ones where like you have like a credit card like thing and you put it to it and then it opens it up. Like
like more like a stealthy.
Yeah, stealthy.
access.
Yep. Oh yeah. I want to make it still useful. That so God forbid whoever buys it, somebody breaks in their house, they can access it like it's supposed to.
Right.
But I also want it safe so that a child just can't simply go in there and get a firearm because I want to make them as safe as possible before I start putting my name on it. Because,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing because everybody's like, "Come on, just make it. Don't worry about that. Let them figure it out." I'm like, no, that's not leaving my hands before that.
So you just crazily pick up these ideas and then you bounce them off of her and see if she sees the viability.
Yeah.
I see something on Facebook and I tell her and I'm like, "Hey, you think we should do this?" Like, we're doing something small out of our scrap wood, which is going to be it's going to be a little piece of wood, with the scrap wood, and it's going to say like the "We the People" or just burned wood. And I got a bunch of bullet casings from one of my friends. And the bullet casings go in. You can hang your keys on them and something like that. So just something small,
Add in some flair and some functionality.
Yeah.
We want to broaden the horizon, but
I think it's smart to test. That's what I'm hearing from you is that you're testing some ideas.
Yep.
Is it viable? What's the workload? How long is it going to take?
Yep.
Because then it's like, is it still worth this much? So I got to up it maybe 150 or something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
And then realistically, what would the average consumer pay? Because that's why we keep our flag prices so low. Because some of these people are charging over $100, $150, and not the average. The average everyday consumer doesn't have that much to just simply throw for a flag. Like,
right.
I try to keep my prices low because it's our artwork. So it's like if somebody wants to pay for it, it's like, hey, I'm going to give you a deal on it. I'm not going to sit there and knock you over the head with the price.
So, when did you guys really break away from just the standard flag? Was it instantaneously?
It's been ideas that we've had as we started to do it, but we don't want to necessarily break completely away because that's the passion.
I mean, none of these flags would exist without that.
Exactly. So. I'm very, like she knows, I'm very patriotic, so it's like I love making the flags. I have people who are like, hey, can you make this out of wood? Can you make that out of wood? And I'm like, no, I strictly make flags. Like, other little things are just ideas that I have to, make more money and to also use up scrap wood. So there's always potential. Like I have a pile like that high.
It's very green of you, actually.
Yeah.
Like if you see waste, can I repurpose the waste?
Exactly, repurposing. That's the biggest thing. And then it makes you extra money. And it's like like those little key holders. I know like my buddy gave me a whole bunch of bullets that he was just going to throw away, and I was like, hey, do you reuse them? Like, do you make your own bullets? He's like, no, I throw them away. I'm like, hey, I'll take them if you don't want them.
Figure out a purpose for it.
Exactly, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, I can use it for that. Some people put them on the stars, like you can drill them on, put them on
I got
the
stuff
stars.
like that. What you can't see is right underneath the stack of stainless steel cups. That's a bike chain coaster.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's after all the bikes here and the bikes down there. Bike parts wear out.
Yeah.
So you could just chuck it in the trash, but there's companies who do repurpose parts.
Oh yeah, and people want
that. And then
that.
because I'm a cyclist, of course I want that.
Exactly.
So of course I have 2 sets of coasters with bike chains surrounding them. So
exactly.
But there's bike art now and stuff like that.
You can't buy that. You can't buy that. It's like, and the fact that it's repurposed, it's like that makes it so cool.
So what's next? I mean,
next is getting our LLC and going official. That's going to be the biggest.
There's an easy form for that now.
Yeah. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be doing that.
I just launched my charity using it. It was easy. So. Yeah. My LLC years ago, I filed paperwork waiting like months and pain in the ass, and then all of a sudden I was this new easy form, and I'm like, you just pay the rate, and like within a couple of weeks I have my LLC. Actually, they'll give you your LLC tax. You'll get your tax ID instantaneously.
Yep.
The LLC is just those next couple steps.
That's going to be the biggest, keep us safe from the IRS, because once you start making over a certain amount, so that's the biggest thing is to get the LLC go official.
And it helps you with accounting because you should really be keeping your business books separate from your personal books. And then don't just start saying, oh well, this could be construed as personal, and start putting it on your business card and stuff like that. Because my guys, like, you still need to be looking at, is my business profitable? And if you drain all your profits with expenses, then you'll never feel like you're actually winning.
Making money.
Making something.
And that's the biggest thing that kept us last year from doing it. We didn't expect for it to blow up, and then we're looking at the expenses and then what we made in profit, and we're like, if it starts to take up a little bit more, establishing more clientele, and then it's like that's going to be the biggest that hey, it's time to get our LLC, it's time to make this official. Because there's other flag companies on Facebook, like Valhalla Forge, like they make good flags. I'm friends with them.
Cool.
And they have their LLC, and they're like averaging like $4,000 a month with their company.
Where are they out of?
I don't know 100%, but I know the guy's a former Coast Guard. Cool. I think he is in the Coast Guard, but yeah, he does that.
Wood nut.
Yeah. he's all over. Like I always constantly see him posting like ads on Facebook. So he's legit. So he's been telling me certain things with that. But they do more stuff. But you got to establish that clientele. Like I have a vape company in the Poconos called Mountain Vapors, and they've been buying a bunch of my flags, and you know they were like, hey, you know, we want to help you advertise. Like I've gotten customers that go in there, like the guy from Delaware,
veterans and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. They're crazy about it, and it's like.
Well, did you know that the largest flag distributor, actual flags, like that custom flag I ordered, was done right off of Route 33?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I gotta partner up with them.
When you go what's the next exit after Wing Gap? It's
I have no idea.
I'm blanking on it, but I'll give you guys the name. It's called the Flag School, and they can source any flag ever created. Like
really?
every possible. There's flags there I've never even seen before.
Oh my god!
But I that's where I bought all
these,
especially the patriotic ones. I want to make sure they came from a legit made in USA company.
Yeah.
There's actually only. Did you know this? There's only 2 legit flag manufacturers in this country.
Really?
Yep. The one that I got most of these from, and that custom one was from a different one, but that distributor sells them both. And then there's one down in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. I think it's called Valley Forge Flag.
Yeah.
They make the flags for the government.
Oh,
So if you buy a flag from them, that is the same flag that hangs from the White House or Capitol building.
So my birthday's coming up.
There you go. But it's cool because, I mean, you saw the flag outside.
Yeah.
That used to cover those doors. So now I decided to put on the outside of the building. I'm like, well, I'm going to get another one and cover the doors again because I like a big flag in here.
I was hoping that was your shop. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I hope that's his workshop. I was like, that's meant to be.
Look for the flag and you'll find me. So
I was like, see, I'm not the only one.
Try and look through the window so you'll have to peer through my patriotism to get into this building. So. So like I said, your flags are very welcome here. So, for the listeners and the watchers, I didn't even mention why I even had these done. So, for the regular followers of the podcast, you guys know that I served with the federal government back in 2010 and 2011, and I got to serve with a U.S. federal hotshot crew wildland firefighting out west in Arizona. And it was a life-changing career, and there's plenty of other podcasts about that. And then my mission to create that thin violet flag, it's still kind of like I told you the other day, I was like, it's kind of official/unofficial. There's people out there trying to claim violet for some type of, some type of security personnel thing. I don't know. There's only so many colors to make a thin flag out of. Anyway, but the reason why I chose this color is because there's a Fallen Wildland Firefighters Foundation, and they use that purple or that violet, if you want to call it that, in their logo. So when I was serving, that's what I connected with.
Yeah.
I knew that color symbolized, fallen firefighters, at least with that foundation. And I noticed other people created awareness around that and using the same color. So I just said, you know what? I'm making a flag. And that's I have all that. And then I actually bought hotshots.com or hotshots19.com because part of the backstory of these flags and why I had them made is I've talked about before in other podcasts. There's a famous movie now still crushing out there called Only the Brave. It was released in 2017. And it's the story of the fallen Granite Mountain Hotshots, the 19 heroes that had lost their lives outside of Prescott, Arizona on the Yarnell Hill fire, protecting the town of Yarnell, Arizona. So I connected with that because I actually got to fight fire alongside of most of those guys because, again, I served 2010, 2011. They passed away in 2013. So we were both Arizona-based crews as far as our headquarters. So we would respond to a lot of fires together, especially the bigger ones. And we'd even camp together and everything else. So I totally had a connection. And that crew was rare because they weren't federal.
Yeah.
It was the only state experimental city-run crew in the history of hotshots.
Yeah.
Which you learn.
They had to get their qualification. And all that,
Well, the funny thing is, so we had to go through the same thing. We actually, if you don't have someone with the right credentials as a hotshot superintendent running the crew, our guy is in interim. If you don't have the certain training levels, certain ranks, you don't exist as a hotshot crew. You're just type 2. So it's a whole superiority thing. And as you've learned in that movie, right? It's like, we're just type 2. Move out of the way, type 1 coming through. There's only 2 type 1 crews. You're either hotshots or your smoke jumpers who skydive in. Those are the only type 1s. Everything else is type 2. So I totally connect with the movie because we also had to earn our hotshot status back on my rookie year, and we had it. And then 2011 is actually the year in that movie that they were going for their hotshot status.
Oh, wow.
So it was literally like during our time serving, part of that movie. So it was like I was getting goosebumps in the movie theater watching it. I'm like, because it's all like reliving and connecting again. It's crazy. So
I love that movie. I got it on DVD.
yeah, I bought it on Amazon Prime. I bought it on everywhere.
As soon as you told me you were a hotshot, I was like, no way. I was like, I know exactly what that is.
And to be fair, that was only 2 years of my life. There's guys and gals out there serving full-time career hotshots. Like there's legit hotshots that have gone down to Arizona to help out. So I honor that memory and that life-changing career. Because I went from farm kid to corporate monkey, chasing financial success and selling myself out, and then letting all behind and being a hotshot, and it just, big shift of life. And then it has rolled everything since between with the fuel and fuel enterprises, and now my nonprofit Fuel Foundations, which is managing that project. So it's like a lot of stuff happened. So obviously I care a lot about fallen firefighters, and that's why I want to help establish anything I could do for the hotshot memory. So part of the reason why I ordered 2 people watching this on video is because one's for me. It's all about me. No. And then I am going to ship one of these to one of my old fire brothers out west. So they don't know who it is yet. So one of these is going west. So I don't know if anybody has bought a flag from you and has one in Arizona, but this will end up in Arizona when I'm done with it. So.
I'm going to add that on our list. We have different places we ship to. We don't have Arizona
yet,
yet, so that's going on.
You guys should make like an interactive map in a frame.
That's what we're trying about, posting the flag on where
and then every once in a while, you post like a video showing that. Like, hey guys, we just added another state. That's great for social media, by
with
the
the
way.
pin drops.
Oh yeah, we're at like 5 or 6 states right now.
Nice.
We got 7 and 8, I think, coming right now. Ohio and Delaware. So
you obviously got here, PA. You got New Jersey.
Yeah,
New Jersey. York.
Yeah, I got New York. That was the 2 that I didn't feel that burn on. Okay. I got New York. I got Montana. Montana was the
You got Montana?
Expensive. Yes.
Yeah, we got Montana.
Yep. A buddy of mine is a border patrol agent up there, and I told him.
That's where they grow smoke jumpers.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, those are the
Missoula, Montana. Oh yeah, that's one of the biggest smoke jumper training facilities up there.
Oh my god!
And if you actually, there's a great book I have in my library, the fires of 1910. That's when wildland firefighting was created. Basically, like 2/3 of this country was on fire.
Oh yeah.
And so it was all fires being started by the old railroads and everything else, sparks coming off the track. Everything was dry. Wildland firefighting didn't exist. And then there's a great story about that. So if you ever look for the book called Stories of I think it's Stories of the Fires of 1910 or the Fires of 1910, but it's they talk about the creation of wildland firefighting, trying to figure it out. They were literally pulling guys off of logging lines and railroad lines to help try and put the fires out because hey, they couldn't do their job, everything's on fire, and they were trying to train these people and trying to figure it all out for the first few years. And one of the founding wildland firefighters, his name is Ed Pulaski, and if you guys look on the bottom there, that tool with a leather sheath over on the left, looks right next to the double-bladed axe. Yeah. That inside that leather sheath is a Pulaski. So that was my first firefighting tool, not that one specifically, but a Pulaski has an axe blade on one side, and then on the other side there's a digging end. So as we're striking and digging that fire line through the woods, that tool is great for roots because you don't want roots growing underneath your fire break. So when you're trenching out or you're building that 2-foot wide swath through the dirt, like that's usually your after your sawyers go in first because those are all chainsaws. Yeah, that was my second year of fire. Was fighting fire with chainsaws. So first year rookie swinging a Pulaski. So the sawyers go in first, start cutting the break open. Yeah. Then your initial diggers start breaking the earth up. Those are Pulaskis, man. It's back-breaking work because you're bent over all day and just cracking it.
And so you might have quick too.
You might have 2 or 3 guys as Pulaskis, and then you got other grubbing tools, and then some finishing tools, and everybody's dragging slash out of the way and everything else and just going. Hot shots are like freight trains. Yeah, like they just strike, go, strike, go, strike, go.
You guys do it really fast too because you got the fire coming in at any minute.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, especially if you're going direct. What it means is when you say go direct, as I'm talking the video feed, it means okay. Well, we're actually going to be right up on the fire. Yeah. So there's 2 types of wildland firefighting. You build a containment line, depending on the weather conditions and everything else, and you just allow the fire to burn and eventually catch your line and hopefully hold. Or if it's really dangerous and we need to get it contained right away, you go direct and you go right up to the fire edge and you're putting the line in literally around the burning fire and trying to stop it instantaneously.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the craziest job.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. So obviously, that is the story behind why I believe I am the first one to make the thin violet line flag because I paid to have it custom done. And now I can say that I believe I have two of the first thin violet
I would say the first. I would say the first.
Because you had never made these before.
Never made these before. Never had anybody yet. The minute you told me you were a hot shot, I was like, oh man. I was like, that's the coolest. I was like,
wait, so are these the first like wild and firefighter related flags you've ever done?
Yep.
Okay.
All the thin red line flags I've done have just been
like city firefighters,
city
stuff like
firefighters
that.
and so forth. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's saying like, hey, I'm a hot shot. Like,
Well,
I knew right off the bat once you told me what you were. I was like,
I mean, being a former hotshot, I didn't know what the hell it was either back in the day. I learned about it from a girl that I briefly dated, and she was moving back west to be a hotshot and to make all the money, and then go and pay her way through massage therapy school.
Oh,
I was like, okay, but she was like this cool, laid-back chick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shasta if you ever watch this show. Definitely old crush, super cool chick, friends of friends. She's now married with kids, and I think runs her massage therapy business out of her home. So another entrepreneurial story in outside of Reno, Nevada. So, but yeah, I found out about that. I was like, dude, that sounds badass. And then I started laying the groundwork, right?
Yeah.
And then I started taking classes and went out to Long Island and became, got all the licensing. Went to another fire academy in Colorado and made connections to try and get me on a shot crew. And the rest is history.
Yeah, and you get the chance, and you just prove them.
That's it.
That's it. That's
life-changing experience.
How it goes.
So.
Yep.
It helps being an adrenaline junkie and not being afraid of fire.
Yeah.
I might have set things on fire when I was a kid, just saying. But I mean, so this is cool. I'm glad we're able to add this to your roster of alignment.
Oh,
so
yeah.
how would you say, like currently, right now, 2020,
Yeah.
how many different flags are you making? I mean, are you just going to keep
Oh yeah.
adding new ones?
As anybody approaches me and they're like, "Hey, can you put this on their departments?" Like I've done EMS ones with like their actual
Oh, their
department
custom logo.
Yeah,
Oh,
custom
smart.
logo.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I have a guy actually in Arizona that makes the stencils for me.
I was going to say, is he doing vinyl?
Yeah, he does the vinyl.
So he's printing them on a vinyl
Yeah.
printer.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like exactly. So it's one-time use until I start to get into that or I get her into it.
Well, that's just a matter of if you make enough profit and it's justified,
exactly.
you just buy the 3D printer.
Oh, yeah.
Or not the 3D printer, but the
CNC,
vinyl printer.
or even a CNC machine too.
well, then you're
Christmas-
getting into
Christmas.
metal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And CNCs are not cheap. Come
Oh
on.
no,
man.
Yeah.
$2,000
Yeah.
Christmas.
Entry point is only $2,000.
Yeah,
That's
$2,000.
a
Well,
small
for the wood
CNC.
ones, for the
Oh.
the wood carving ones, like that's what a
Yeah.
lot of those bigger companies do.
Yeah.
So it comes with the basic stuff. I've been looking into that, and that's another goal once I get my LLC and I start getting business loans and so forth and going forward. That's one of our goals to
Just
get
try
that.
and stay cash as long as possible.
Yes.
There's your business tip.
Yes.
I've never taken a business loan in my life.
Yep.
It's like if I need a loan, now again, there's different schools of thought, people.
Yeah.
But if I need a loan, do I really need to do that right now? So it better be like a fucking genius
Yeah.
investment
Yeah.
right,
Exactly.
to take that risk, because now you're acquiring debt. And yes, just because it's tied to your LLC, people think you're invincible. No, you're not.
No, exactly.
You can't take bankruptcies like you used to. No,
Yeah.
this is tip. Okay?
It would be-
People
it would
tell me,
be-
no, I'll just
yeah.
claim bankruptcy. Doesn't work that way.
Exactly.
IRS wants your money.
Yeah, they do.
Yes,
No,
they
they'll
do.
come after you.
Yes,
We're
they
in,
do.
we're in no rush for that. Like the truck I was telling you about that we wanted to get soon, that was going to be, out of us that we're going to put, underneath the LLC, like
Even
a company
smarter.
truck, put
Yeah.
a wrap on it, put our actual legit logo
There you
on
go.
it.
Yeah.
And, that's just, this is a business that you don't necessarily need a loan for. Or
Yeah.
if you need a loan, it's, underneath $10,000. So, like,
Yeah.
right off the bat, my mom's a banker and my dad's an insurance broker. So they've been giving me both the
So
aspects.
you thought of your,
Oh, yeah.
this is real
Yep.
quick, guys. I gotta have fun with the entrepreneurial dream. So, have you started playing around with fun job titles yet? Business owner titles.
Just CEO.
No. President and CEO is overused, right?
What would you
And aren't you
suggest?
guys like kind of like partners, like
Yeah,
basically,
yeah, we're
right?
exactly. we fit
So
the
then,
fit.
so now in the better business world or in the government sites, if you don't pick a title, a lot of business owners will still be listed in the database as principal. So you're
Yeah.
the principal of the company. So there could be multiple principals of the company if there's a partnership, right? But so then after that, then you just focus on fun job titles. Like so technically, I am CEO of my business.
Yeah.
However, it doesn't stand for Chief Executive Officer. It actually stands for Chief Intrepid Officer. So I capitalize the I
Yeah.
in Intrepid. right? Or sorry, the E in the middle of Intrepid, because obviously Intrepid starts with an I.
Yeah.
But if you look up Intrepid, that is literally my life. It's adrenaline junkie, adventure guy. Stands for a lot of things, like all
That's
that stuff.
cool.
So I was like, an action bank. Shout out to John Babs down in Maryland, one of my old buddies, because he's the one who messaged me one day on LinkedIn. And when I launched the company, I put Chief Adventure Officer. And he was like, I feel like you're really more intrepid. You should look it up and just think about it. And then I Googled it, and I thought about it. I'm like, how can I have fun with this? Because if I listed as CIO for Chief Intrepid Officer, then people think I'm a techie guy. And then I was like, wait a minute, I could capitalize the E and put Chief Intrepid Officer on the website.
And it's your own thing. Nobody else has it. Yeah.
But you don't have to have the CEIOs. You can have fun with all this stuff. You don't have to be a chief anything. But just have fun with that.
It's an idea.
These are the little things that like people don't think about, but like this is how you have to have fun with your business. It can't be all business all the time.
Exactly, because then it's going to be stress. And we've encountered that where it's been nothing but business. Hey, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to do that. And then it caused tension, but at the end of the day, we're doing it together.
Yeah.
So it's like we're trying to have fun with it. Like she doesn't like going to Lowe's, and I try to make fun of it sometimes. I'm ending up pushing her around
hate
the
Lowe's?
course.
I hate it.
Okay.
I hate
Now I
it.
was just there, so before you guys got here. So I went to both Lowe's and Home Depot.
Oh yeah.
I love Home Depot. I hate Lowe's.
I hate Home Depot.
So I'm buying. That's all live. That old electrical wall.
Yeah.
So I'm reactivating all those old breakers on there, and I had to go buy the old glass fuses
Oh my.
because I blew a few out while I'm trying to figure this out because I'm not an
Are
electrician.
you ever afraid that you're gonna burn this place down?
Nope.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a firefighter. So
I mean
just
that,
put it
and
out,
I got fire extinguishers at both ends of the building.
Yeah, you're golden.
I've actually done the research,
Yeah.
and it's a fun project. So.
Yeah. YouTube videos.
It's
Did you
already
ever make a
wired. I'm
mistake?
just repurposing and actually updating it to newer, proper wire.
Did you ever make a mistake?
Oh yeah.
Or
Yeah, I've shocked
ended
myself.
badly? Oh.
Yeah. Hey, see, this is part of the journey. You're supposed to make mistakes. That's why I don't want people working on this building. I want to, hey, I cut myself here, I bled here, I electrocuted myself there. Do not electrocute yourself, people. Turn the main breaker off.
Yeah.
That big panel is the main breaker. Just shut the whole thing down. But a couple times I was like, I don't really have to shut it off. It's just gonna be a quick wire nut. I'll be fine. And then it slipped and it hit me. And
See, that's harder than what I wanted to do. I'm trying to build her a vanity mirror with the lights on it and all that, and build her like an actual
Does this
makeup
garage
vanity.
perhaps have a bathroom?
No, but you can go to the house. So yeah, I told my wife you guys are coming. So yeah,
It's okay.
we're actually almost done here. So you guys, yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
I would love to have a bathroom. So that's on the goals list, people. But I would need plumbing out here, and that's going to get expensive. So
You can always buy an outhouse.
well, I thought about if I ever have big parties, like when we tune skis and stuff in here, I could just bring in one of those rental porta johns for the night. Because again, once we get the next house, I'm not going to have access to that house anymore. So I've thought about this already. I'm already thinking long term. I'm like, if the man zone continues, should I put a bathroom in or not? If I told my wife that, she'd probably kill me. So.
Repurpose the barn.
Yeah, we're almost done with the show anyway. So,
Yeah, no problem.
but it's
This is definitely amazing.
you have to have fun with your business.
Yes.
You have to, because there's gonna be enough times that are gonna stress you guys out.
Oh, yeah.
You guys hinted earlier.
Yeah.
You had a couple fights.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We all do. You have a time suck.
Yep.
Like this shows a lot about health, business, and lifestyle. We fuel your health, business, and lifestyle. And for me, this makes me happy. So that's my healthy mindset, right? But I also love the lifestyle component because a lot of people think, oh, dude, you started your own business and blah blah blah. So must be you just go do whatever you want with everyone, right? I'm like, well, no. You if anything, you're probably putting in more hours in a day.
Oh yeah.
Than you've ever done.
Like again, because I do the security, I'm night shift. So think about it this way: lately we've been short-staffed because people are retiring and quitting. So I'm working at least, right now I got a lot of overtime. So I work 4 days on, 3 days off. So lately I've been working 2 of those days that I get off. I've been working. So I'm working, 40 plus the 20. I'm working 60-hour work weeks.
Yeah.
And on top of that, as soon as I wake up at 3 o'clock, so I work night shift.
Hustle, people.
Yeah.
Listen to the hustle.
As soon as I wake up at 3 o'clock, I go down to the shop and I start to work on flags until it's time to eat dinner when I come back home at 6 o'clock. And I'm doing that. And then she helps me on her days off when she's not doing it. So I'm literally putting in like 60 hours at my main job, and then all these extra hours putting the flags together.
So how do you guys keep it fun? Because you're
nights.
coming up on a
Date
1 year
nights.
anniversary.
Date
So
nights.
Date nights are important.
Date nights.
Date nights and not going to bed angry.
No.
at each other.
Do you have a no flag day?
Yes.
No, we don't.
No, Wednesdays.
No,
Wednesdays
no, we
when
don't.
you're off.
No.
Yeah, I try to incorporate
Jason,
flags. Yeah.
Jason likes to fight
the
with me
secrets.
every single day. At least once a week I tell him to stay home. No, I'm going to go work on flags. And then on my off days, when we do go work on
That's
flags.
why when they ask you to stay home,
Yeah.
that's the hint.
Stay home. Yeah, that's
'Cause,
what I
like
learned.
they're not always direct.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she is. Maybe you are being direct with it.
Well, I'm one of those people. I like to, keep going. I don't like to, if I sit down to relax, then I'll relax too many days, and I'll get into that, rut where you don't want to do anything.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So it's like once you're motivated, you want to do it, but then she starts to persuade me. She's like, "Hey, I'll give you back rubs. I'll rub your feet." And I'm like, "Okay,
That sounds nice.
Yeah, she's
I don't
like,
get that.
She's like,
I
"You've been
don't
working
get it
hard."
either.
Yeah.
He promises it, but it's like 2 seconds once a
I
day.
bought Krista for Christmas one of those therapy guns, like a massage gun.
Yeah.
So like I'm sitting on the couch last night just to relax with her because I've been traveling all week in Florida.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Hey, use the gun on me." So I just sat there and like moving it all around.
Might have to get one of those. I can do that.
And watching TV. I'm like, just let me know when I'm done. So,
I can do that instead of just.
Yeah. But it's important to spend the time.
Exactly.
That's kind of the secret here is that if you're all flags all the time, you can burn out.
Exactly, you can, and it literally becomes that because like I had to do so many of the next couple of days are going to be traveling to meet up with people to deliver their finished flags, and then I try to incorporate it by
Do you
bringing
incorporate
her.
that into your cost? Like if you're driving out to meet
Oh
people?
yeah. Well, that's one of the downfalls.
You
one of
can't
the things-
usually obviously you ship to Montana, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it to like Maryland
Oh, yeah.
or heck anywhere past Harrisburg, are people driving in to get these?
Well, that's again where she stepped into it when I was running myself dry in the beginning because I was going all over the place. Like if somebody lived 2 hours away and they reached out to me on Facebook, I'd be like, I can meet you halfway at an hour.
Right.
So think about it, an hour there, an hour back. I was losing
that's
gas.
time and that's gas money.
Yeah. So she shut that down real quick. So I tell the people, I'm like, hey, if you want the flag that bad, either you're gonna have to pay for shipping or you're gonna have to meet me a hell of a lot closer than an hour. So she shut that down, and I got tired of the driving. So I'm like,
you're adding wear and tear to your vehicle.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Exactly.
these are all costs.
Yep.
So a lot of us take a lot of stuff for granted.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, back to that point of lifestyle balance, is time is everything, dude. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well, I'm choosing to invest 60 hours a week in my job.
Yeah.
Stability as I build my thing. But I'm like, okay, well, how much time can I really spend on flags?
Yep.
And then I got to make time for the relationship and the life and obviously planning the wedding and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So it's a lot.
We, the biggest thing, because I used to be a workaholic before I got into the flags. Like I was always
And you're not now.
No. Well, here's the thing. As soon as I got out of high school, I never went to college, so I literally just worked dead-end jobs, any jobs I could do. 2 years ago, I had a near-death experience where I was a pedestrian. I got struck by a car. And
Dear God. Man.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. I got lucky, somebody's looking up for me up there, but that was a wake-up call, and we started traveling after that. So we took the whole year, and I took so many vacations from landscaping. I went all over the U.S. because our goal is to see every single state in the U.S.
Yep.
We want to go to Greece. We want to go to Australia.
I just need Alaska and Hawaii.
Alaska, those are the two
I've
hardest.
driven coast to coast like 4 or 5 times, so I just keep
God.
I was detouring all over the place.
Do
So-
you collect little things when you go to each state? Like,
No,
we do snow
this
globes.
was all when I was going back and forth from firefighting. I'd
wow.
come back. I'd come all the way back east,
Yeah.
see my family for the holidays, everything else, hang out, go coach some ski racing with my old team I used to help coach, and then I'd leave again. So I would just make sure I just go all the way out and then come all the way back and then
As quick
stop
as
in
possible.
Arizona.
Oh, man.
And just because then you get to the detour because there's I forget the southern one. I think it's I-50 is the southern one. Coast to coast. Then you got I-70, which goes straight through Kansas to Colorado. Then you got I-80. So there's 3 to 4 main highways, but you got to be able prepared to branch off and hit those states.
Yeah.
So,
if I see the sign gift shop,
but see, that's driving for fun.
Yeah,
you want to do that for fun.
Exactly.
Like I would say, you should almost do like a Western states sale one day. I'd say, okay, guys, I'll be delivering state flags this 1 week. So if you're in, Montana or right around Montana, get your orders in now, and you'll have a special, I'll special deliver them. It'd be fun. And then you say, you know what? Next year I want to go to California.
Yep.
So great, guys. Anywhere around California, Nevada, if you're right around that pocket, I'll meet you in this city, and we'll deliver all the flags.
Deliver them there.
Yeah.
Set it up as we go.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Something random.
I don't know if I drive that far though. We went to Niagara Falls, and that was a long 5-hour drive.
It's a long road trip.
Yeah. Yeah, we were at each other's throats by the end of it. I kept singing, and she kept telling me I couldn't sing. So yeah, you know.
Just let the music happen.
Yeah, just let the music happen.
Yeah, no, my wife does not want me to sing.
Yeah.
I don't think I should.
Long car rides aren't fun.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's usually listening to an audiobook.
Yeah.
And I'll listen to my thing, or we'll work together and listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. It's the only one she listens to. She doesn't listen to ours. She's like, I already hear you in the house. Why do I want to listen to you on a microphone? It's actually pretty valid.
Yeah, that's a point there.
You can't argue it. So.
Yeah, you can't argue it.
Try to pass. I've only been married less than a year, so it's we'll be married.
Hey, we've been a couple months.
Yeah.
There you go. So we'll be married 1 year, St. Patrick's Day. So,
oh wow!
Yeah.
Happy early anniversary.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner.
So it's
gotta start getting a gift now. Don't wait last minute.
Oh, she already got us
You
4.
already wait last minute.
One of them's up there in that box, hidden up there. So I've already gotten the gifts. So.
I gotta get her Valentine's Day gifts. I got her tattoo. That was one of them, but I gotta get more.
You know,
Couldn't build the vanity.
That's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Well, listen, we're coming to the end of the show. So you've never been on a podcast before.
Nope.
Obviously, I wanted a lot of the listeners and the watchers out there to be able to see these amazing flags, and you guys be able to go find them on Facebook Marketplace, Skibinski flags. But also, they can find you online too, right?
Yeah, Instagram is the biggest one. We have a Facebook page, Skibinski Flag Company.
Yeah. What's the ad tag on the Instagram?
On the Instagram, it's literally just it's on the back of the hoodie. It's
there you go.
Yeah, it's Skibinski at Skibinski _flag _company.
There you go.
That's the biggest thing that we use because I don't want to blow up everybody's Facebook page with pictures as we work on them. So if you want to see pictures throughout the process, the burning and little things like that, I like to be more.
And follow it.
Yeah,
there you go.
I like to be more into that. I like to post a lot more on there so people can see the process. Because somebody's like, "Hey, I'm going to give you $80 for a flag." Like I like to keep them updated. Like here's the picture of this. I just painted this. So, like I want you to know that I'm not a scammer. I work hard for the stuff. So that's always the biggest. Because they're like, "Why should I trust you? I don't know you." And it's like, like here's what I'm doing right now. Like I just bought the wood. I'm at Lowe's. Here's a picture of the wood that's going to be your flag. I like to do that because that's just me. Because I wouldn't trust. Cool. I wouldn't just trust anybody to do that. I don't want to steal people's money. No. It's all about being honest.
No. Well, so as guest co-hosts, and you each can tie this because you do bring something to a marriage from different worlds, and you come as a partner. So all my guest co-hosts, I now ask them nowadays for some final words, and this is kind of like an all-encompassing message. Or right now it's like this is where you promote the business. We've already done that, but it's like, why do you do all this? Like, what is your all-encompassing message behind? Really this. I mean, you obviously are a patriot.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you want to leave behind, some final words to the listeners?
Honestly, I do it to provide for my wife and one day her kids. I want to build something that they can be proud of.
But it's not only that, because Jason's found something that he loves to do.
Yeah.
He's happy when he does it. That's the only
there
place
you go. And that's okay. Be selfish with that.
Right.
Yeah.
You should be happy.
I want to be humble. I don't like to be like, hey man, these are the coolest flags. Like, yeah, you can buy better flags, but it's something I'm good at.
When he gets upset, he goes and works on flags. That's the only thing that makes him
It's like a Zen experience.
Yeah, you blast some country music. Next thing you know, you're singing Shania Twain while you're working on a flag.
See, it depends on my mood. Like, I was rocking some heavy metal when you guys came in, but then I'll switch it over to country and I'm just jamming out.
I'll go.
If I'm working on my skis, I'll play some country in here. If I'm wrenching on the bike, I'll pull up some '90s music. But it's not just a man zone to show up a man zone. It's just functionality in this. And I tell my wife, I'm like, babe, I'm going out to the garage, and she knows I'll probably be calmer when I come back.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like not like my job's the easiest job in the world, being a security guard in the hospital, because it can be dangerous too. We have situations. So it's something to help get that zen, to take all the stress off. Like, because otherwise I'll be at her neck, like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like taking my anger out on her. So it's something to take the energy out. Yeah, that and the gym, those are the two biggest that really,
Nice reinforcement. Yes, fitness is healthy. Yeah. It's actually very good for your mental health. You got to get that out.
And marriage will help you lose lose a lot of the things that you gained before.
Because I've been gaming.
So, is there anything else you want to add to that? So, besides picking on, which is always fun. I do like it. I do like it.
Yes, we do it all the time.
We roast each other.
My wife likes picking on me too.
This morning I poured a cold cup of water in the shower when he was in the shower. Just like,
oh, cold water over his head?
I got her yesterday.
Last night.
It's very thoughtful.
Yeah, I got her yesterday. She only got
so you guys are playful. I like
it. Yes.
Okay.
We prank each other. We do all that all the time. Yes.
Well, I mean, so was there anything else you want to add in his final words? Obviously you're a partner in the business and everything else. I mean, he definitely it's zenning him out. It's fueling his passion.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add to it?
Yeah. We came a long way in not even a year.
Not
I
even a
didn't
year.
even think it was going to come to anything. The first day he was like, "Hey babe, I want to do this DIY project," and I was just like, okay. So the first flag came out horrible. I won't lie. Like, the blue was over here. The stars were like
All over the place.
Yeah.
But his mom actually has our first flag.
Yeah, she kept it. She was the only one that
You
wanted it.
gotta have the origins. I like
Yeah.
that. I like that.
She did. I tried to tell her. I was like, "Mom, I'll make you a new one," and she's like, "No, I want that one. That was your first."
So you're excited with the journey then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very excited.
It's cool to see the progress. So.
I want to. I think Jason does too. I think we want to expand.
Okay.
With
Yeah, you
stuff
mentioned
that we
that
can
a couple furniture ideas and stuff like that. It's exciting.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Try to expand it.
All right.
Do as much as we possibly can, but again, I won't quit my full-time job, so this is always going to be like a side hustle.
Well, then it stays passionate, it stays fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once you start
it becomes
doing
full time, it's you might hate
you start
it.
to hate it.
We'll
Yes.
see.
Yep.
I got two other guys, same way. I got my buddy, the Shasha Project. He's got his side hustle. I got another buddy of mine, James. I have a wooden, like, fiery logo in my office when I'm that's made by one of my fans, but it's one of my, he's also a CrossFit buddy of mine from Bethlehem. He's an engineer.
Yeah.
And I had no idea he liked working with wood. So he literally makes wooden signs out of a slice of a tree. Like when you cut the end of
Oh, wow.
like a cookie off of the end of a trunk.
I'm gonna have to
And
talk
he'll
to
turn
him.
that
Yeah.
into a logo for a football team. You guys literally could probably partner and feed
Yeah.
each other
Yep.
business.
Yep.
So shout out to James of Endurance Woodcraft. And
James, I'm gonna be hitting you up for some stuff for my personal.
there you go.
apartment. Yeah.
And shout out to my boy Strausser Project.
Yep.
He's our brand advocate for Live the Fuel, and he's our ambassador, also from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, like you guys. And then obviously shout out to all the fans today, and also the people who follow Skibinski Flag Company, because they're sharing this to your feed, and it's your first podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're here to fuel your health, your business, and your lifestyle. Jason and Dyann helped us today. I hope you're inspired, and make sure you check them out. Skibinski Flag Company. We'll have it all linked in the show notes on livethefuel.com. And remember, you too could live the fuel, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. And that's podcasting. So, you guys have fun?
Yeah. Thanks for
I
having
know.
us. That was really fun.
Let me shut down our live feed, and I get to go find a way to hang up one of these flags, guys. I'm going to zoom in on this real quick. And get right up on the grill of these flags. There you guys go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Skibinski Flags, the first two ever thin violet lines, honoring the memories of my fallen wild and firefighting brothers and sisters, and hot shots everywhere. Have a good night.